Hello and welcome. Well, this time you are in my kitchen dining area. I just changed it into a kind of a showroom. Well, for no special reason, but as I live on my own here, well, I've got the space and I can do whatever I want, and I do this. The last couple of weeks have been pretty exciting for me. Yesterday I got an email from a guy saying, well, I've been inspired by your channel, actually by me as a person, to go back into my shop and do some woodworking and do some wood turning. And he actually made his first video on YouTube after a year of where he had been away from doing anything due to his own disease. This guy is called Tom Stratton, and I have to thank him personally now. Tom, it's always very encouraging, and especially when I hear from people like you that they get inspired by the things I do. And I hope you get the strength to go through all of this. There are upsides and downsides as in every life, but never lose your interest in what you love. So go out, and I just say encourage you. I just want to encourage you. Go out, do your woodworking. It's awesome, and great thumbs up for that. Okay, now back to my usual thing. I had a project and I've got something on my mind, and I made this box here for, well, this isn't actually the final piece. This is just a prototype to see whether I can manage this on my lathe, and I'll come close up to you and show you what I'm talking about. Now that I'm a little closer to you, I show you what I made. I made this tiny box here, and it's actually a three-sided twisted box like Robbie The Woodturner showed in one of his videos. And I made it this way, that I got the, well, you don't see a lid at the moment. Well, there is a lid, and this is the actual piece here. And I made this box, well, I want to make a box like this for a friend of mine who got a baby, and this thing should be for memories, like the first fingernails you clip off, the first hair you cut off, and the first teeth they lose. And this might contain, well, the actual piece might contain these memories from the life of their little girl. Okay, I'll show you how I made this, and well, this will be a little strange now, but I hope it will work out the way I think it is the best. Okay, you see the footage of what I did down in the shop over here, and this is the reason for that is I went through the whole process without talking and without doing anything else. You won't have sound from there because I had the radio on, and I went through it just concentrating on what I'm doing, because I've never done a thing like this before. And now I'll just go ahead. As you see over here, I had a blank, and this blank, I got the blank from a friend of mine who cuts down trees, and I don't know what wood it is, but it's a very light and white wood, and it cuts real bad because you get, even with a sharp skew chisel, you get tear-ups. What you see over here, I made the dimensions for the actual turning blank, and Robbie described how this is going on. And I just part off the lid over here I place this piece in my chucks, and I'm just parting off the lid and hollowing out the inside of the lid. And now I check up the base of the box here, and I'm hollowing out the base here just to get the box done. So in the end, I've got this round box with a hole in there, and it actually hasn't got the shape of this three-sided box. And what I do now is I just, in between centers, I turn away the corners, I'd like to say. And I started off by doing it with my roughing gouge, as Robbie did it, but the result wasn't that good. So in the end, for the last one, that's the one I went through afterwards, then I decided to go over and do it with a skew chisel. And this had been a very, very good experience on that. Well, handling or working with the skew on an off-center piece where you actually get a lot of air to turn, and this is actually a third of the circumference is air to turn. But nevertheless, when you start turning a piece like this from the middle of the piece up to the ends, to the right and to the left, that's how I do it over here, you end up with a pretty nice surface. The reason for that is when you're cutting from the middle to the outside, you're always cutting down the grain. You're not cutting against the grain with this spindle turning type. Okay, as I finished the outside, I just made a jam chuck where I just put the lid on here, and I turn away the actual tenon where I grabbed the piece on my I say crappy chucks. And so I slightly dished the top, and also did the same on the bottom, as you see over here. So with the dish inside the bottom, you actually end up kind of having three legs, and this box is always sitting perfect on the surface. Well, thank you very much, and sorry for this maybe strange presentation of what I did, but this is just, as I said, this is a prototype and a test piece. Whether I can manage this type of turning or this box on my lathe, because you know my lathe isn't the best and it's pretty crappy, and well, I don't know. It turns the wood, and as long as I have got my chisels sharp, it's perfect. Okay, so in the end, thank you very much, and please like and subscribe this video, and please leave a comment about the format of what I'm doing here. Like, well, sitting in a showroom and showing you the actual build as a footage on the side here. I would appreciate every suggestions from you, and I love to see you when I make the actual box here. Okay, thank you very much, and please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next week with another project or video. So with up to then, with greetings from good old Germany, it's your Peter Freitag. Thank God it's Friday.